There we go. I just had to go out and come back in. All right. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. Say hello in the comments so I know who's here. We're going to get started right away. This is my second installment of the Creative Sketches with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson. I'm an independent demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And my blog, I do blog posts daily at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com. You can also find me on Facebook, YouTube, and Pinterest under Stamp with Shel. All right. We are going to do our creative sketches. The idea behind this is that I give you a sketch and I give you the measurements every Tuesday. And I have popped the link into the comments so that you can go to that link and print off this PDF. And what you'll get is this cover page. You will get this sheet with the measurements, and basically the tips are going to be probably the same most of the time. The idea is to give you, get your creativity flowing, give you some inspiration. A lot of people look at a sketch and say, okay, it's a sketch, but what am I going to do with it? So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what you can do with the sketch, just to kind of get your creative juices flowing. You can add more layers, you can take layers away, you can change the size, you can change the shape, you can add tags, take away tags, whatever you want. So this is the sketch that we are going with tonight. We are going to make 2 cards with this sketch. It's a very simple sketch. And then I have another card to show you afterwards that showcases a brand new product that is overlooked from the mini catalog. So I'm just going to slide that aside for a moment, and I am going to bring in my first card kit. And I pre-did the cutting prior to the video because I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me cut. I have used the Stylish Shapes dies as well as the Paper Florist dies. These are a standalone die set in the annual catalog, and they are fabulous, I might add. So, our measurements. Let's bring that measurement sheet back in. Very, very simple. First card I am going to follow exactly. So our card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. So we'll just give that a burnish on there. Then for the inside of our card, if I can get it picked up here, we have a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, I left the, let's go this way. There we go. So this is going to be put on the inside of our card. Just match the borders up. There we go. And now for the outside of a card, for the front mat, it is 4 by 5 1/4. And I have chosen a piece of Coastal Cabana DSP. Now this could be cardstock, it could be whatever you want it to be. But I thought this would pop against that black card base. So there is the front panel. All right, I have a little extra piece here. Now, as per our sketch, we had, where is it? 3 diamonds or squares. So I used the stitched shape dies for these. And I am going to put these on with flat with Tombow. And how I'm going to do this is I'm just going to eyeball it top to bottom, and I am going to put one corner right on that edge. And then I'm going to go over to the other side and do the same. And just pop that down on the edge. And then this one is going to go in the middle. And if this overlaps, that's perfectly fine. There we go. There are our 3 diamonds. Now I have these beautiful flowers, and I was going to double them up. I'm going to just lay them together and show you what they look like doubled up to put on here. And you can have that center, or you can have this center. And this is what they look like single with this. So it's all a matter of what you prefer. Okay? For the purposes of today, I'm going to do the double flower. And I'm just going to bring in my silicone mat, and we're going to pop these together. And this card is going pretty quickly because I did all of the die cutting ahead of time. Now I'm just going to take, should have done this before I put them together, my bone folder and just flick up those petals a little bit. Now we have to decide, I'm going to put another one together. And then we'll have to decide what center we're going to use. Hello, Michelle. Glad you could join. Hi, Pam. I don't know why I don't have any comments on my iPad, but on my main computer, I can see you guys. Thanks for joining. All right. In the comments, do you like the circular or this one? Which one do you like better? Maybe we'll pop it on the card so you can actually see. Oops. Which one of those do you like better? I know which one I like, but I'll put the third flower together while you guys are leaving your preferences in there. Oops, that one's upside down. There we go. All right. What is the consensus? The bigger one, the second one, the larger one. Okie dokie. The larger one it is, and there's another one over here. So we will pop that in there. I love these dies. I haven't used them in quite a while. I was looking at this sketch and I thought, you know what? I'm going to use them. And there's all different sizes of flowers in that set as well. All right. Now I am going to grab some dimensionals, and we're going to put these on with dimensionals. There we go. And there's number 1, number 2. And those squares just give these flowers a little bit of a background to pop off of, really. All right. Now I think we need a greeting. And I have not prepared anything for a greeting. Imagine that. So let me grab 1 second. Oh, I wish I could remember the names of these new stamp sets. I cannot for the life of me remember the names of them. Online exclusive. I wouldn't have found it there, would I? It is Happy Little Things. This is one of the new online exclusive, and it's the stamp set with the dies. So I think we should. You are incredible. How's that for a greeting? Let's find that. Maybe. Oh, it's too big. All right, I know what we'll do. We're going to do Celebrate, and then The Little Things. Now, the little things, we will use this die to cut them out when we're done. So we just need a piece of scrap. Set that aside for now. And we will decide after the fact whether we're going to need greenery on there. The Little Things. Let's try it on there a couple of times. There's that. And actually, let's try Celebrate. I was going to stamp Celebrate on directly on the card. But let's try this. It may be a safer option because I could ruin my whole card live, and we don't want to do that. So let's try this. And by using the stamp positioner, we will be able to stamp it more than once. I'm happy with that. All right, let's pull this out. Put the cover on that ink so I don't make a hot mess. And we will get moving. I'll bring in my mini paper trimmer. And I am simply going to trim out this word celebrate. And one more side. It's got to go down a bit. There we go. There's the word celebrate. And then we're going to use the die on this one. And grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and we'll get this cut out. And what did I do with my die? There it is. The little things. Get that centered up. And there we go. Just like that. All right. Now we get to put this together. Now, do we need the greenery? That's the next question. I think that it may be, I mean, we can cut them down. Oh, I think I like the greenery. Yep. As soon as we get these on, we will add the greenery. I wasn't sure if I was going to need it or not, so. Sorry about that. I was a little bit off camera. All right. How about we do celebrate in the middle at the top. Celebrate. And then we'll get some mini dimensionals for down here. And I'm going to need my paper piercer for this because I have a real hard time getting the backs off these minis with my fingers. Come on. Half on, half off. Celebrate. And I'm going to put this off to the side a little bit. And I love the position that this one is in, so I'm just going to add adhesive to it and stick it in there. Just don't want it to go over the edge of the card. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Just make sure it's not over the edge of the card. And then this one, we're going to have to kind of trail it down. But we're running into trouble with the dimensional that's under there. So I just cut the end off. And there we have it. I don't think that card needs anything else. It is fine just the way it is, in my opinion. Celebrate the little things. All right, that is card number 1 from our sketch. And we are going to move it along. I'm going to clean up this mess a little bit so that we can move on to our second card. And I want to bring the sketch back in here for a minute and show you. It's basically identical to this. It's just the decoration, okay? I added the greeting and added the flowers. So that just shows you how easy it is to decorate that up. All right, now we are going to move on to our next card, which is using the same but different. And I'm just going to take all of these flowers and bits over here, and we are going to get started. My card base once again is black. My card liner once again is white. But instead of going horizontal like the sketch, we're going to flip it. We are going to flip it. So the sketch tells us to go this way. We're going to flip it this way. And for our card base, or our card mat, we're just using white this time. No DSP for this one. Now, if you want to add more layers and mix it up, you can definitely do that. But we are keeping this one simple. All right, now our sketch called for squares, but I decided we're going to do circles. It can be whatever shape you want it to be. And if you don't have dies, you can easily cut squares with your paper trimmer. And I'm going to start down in this corner, just leaving a little border on each side. Same thing up here at the top, leaving a little border. Oops, I almost did the wrong side. And then here in the middle, we're just going to split the difference, just like that. All right, now I'm going to stamp on this card. I'm not going to add a tag to this one. I'm going to stamp on it. So we need to get rid of this greeting. And we need to find another one. I have a stack of stamp sets here. Let's see what this says. Here's one that says Happy Birthday. This is in the Magnolia mood, but it's not very... I'm looking for something. Oh, there's one right there. We can use that. It says, hello there. Let's catch up. That's a good one. And this is another one of the online exclusives. So we are going to pop that right there, and I'm going to use the Poppy Parade ink on this one. We'll get that inked up. Stamp that a couple of times so it's nice and dark. There we go. Let's just peel that stamp and put it in the bucket. So I have them all in one spot. All right, now I'll slide that out of the way, bring in our mat. And we are going to, maybe, I'm going to try something. I'm going to take this one apart. We're going to use the smaller flowers on this one. Instead of, I was going to layer them up, but I think we're going to use the smaller flowers. A couple of dots of glue, and then we're going to also use the smaller centers. There we go. Now let's take this bone folder and give a little bit of lift to those petals, just gently. You don't want to tear the petals off. Ask me how I know that that can happen. Just give a little bit of lift to those petals, just breaks down the fibers a little bit. All right, so those are going to go on there, and I notice I have a couple more cut here, so I'm going to make one for the inside of this card, and I'm going to double it up. But I'm not going to lift the petals on it. All right, now we need some more mini dimensionals. And this time, because these flowers are smaller, the dimensional is going to go on the flower. And I'm going to struggle with these backings. And I'm just going to pop that right there. And one more. There we go. Now we have to decide. Oh, let's pop this on the... Let's pop this one on the inside of our card. Come on. There you go. I'm just going to pop that down in this corner, and before that dries, I'm going to tuck this underneath, just so there's a little bright, happy, cheerful part peeking in there. Now, I'm going to cut this down. You know, I don't think I'm going to do these. I'm going to try cutting one more down and see. I'm not thrilled because these flowers aren't as thick. I think I'm going to leave the leaves off of this one. Just leave this one totally clean and simple. All right, so there is card number 2. Just flipped the sketch. Now, hello Melanie, glad you could join. Now, as promised, I have another card to show you. And this one is a hidden gem, in my opinion. It's in the mini catalog, and it is on page 13. It's called the Hooray for Surprises bundle. And unless you really look at it, you do not realize what this set does. Now, did I pull it? Yes, I did. Here it is. This set has stamps and greetings, which are great, but it's all about the dies. These dies help you create interactive cards. This one here is a pull tab. So what it does is it cuts part of this, but it leaves little, leaves it so it's still attached to the card. They actually have to pull this off. There's also a circle and a heart that does the same thing. Has a little tab on them here so that you can pull them off. So you make a surprise inside, okay? So it's here, and it's also at the back on page 70 with the bundles. So have a look at that. Now I'm going to show you the card to show you what I did. This sketch was horizontal. I have flipped it vertically. I used the same sketch, but instead of putting them in a straight line, I made them just kitty corner. And instead of putting a shape and a flower on top, I just used the flower from that stamp set. It could be anything. And stamped 3 flowers. And that left me room to put this pull tab. So you'll see I stamped the word pull on here, and this is the only part of this. This is all attached. And what you can do is you can put, this is just a single layer card, okay? And what you can do is you can put a little goodie on the inside. And when they pull that pull tab off, there's a gift card in there. And what I did is I just left one side of this open so that I could show you that you can put a little tag or a little gift card in there. And when they pull that tag, they get a little surprise. And I just left this edge open. I used tear and tape all the way around, left this open, and when I go to use this card, I just have to pull off that, stuff it, and put that tear and tape in there. And that this tab is one of those dies. There's also one of these pull tabs. It's a heart and one that's a circle. Super, super cool. So the catalog does not do that one justice at all. So those are our cards for tonight. I hope that you enjoyed them, and I hope that you give this sketch a try. And check the comments. I put the sketch and the measurements in the comments. It's a direct link to my Google Drive, and you can just print them off and put them in your sketchbook, and when you need them, you'll have something to give you a little boost of inspiration. Thanks so much for joining me, ladies. I appreciate you, and you have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye for now.